Hello everyone, Josh first back again, bringing you guys some more Digimon ReArise. Now today, we're going to do some kind of a discussion slash guide video for players that are at end game. And what I mean by end game, you have really nothing left to do except just your normal dailies, PvP, and then your Clash Battle Endless Grind. But you've already beaten most of the content, like you're on stage, you're already on floor 50 of Underworld, you've already beaten all 11 chapters of the story. You're already able to do 8, 9, and 10 levels of Clash Battle. You already have a very well-established team of Megas or Ultimates and Megas, whatever your combination is. And you're already climbing PvP pretty well. So now you're just doing nothing. You don't really know what to do with yourself or what to do in the game. Maybe you feel like you're getting a little bit bored or a little bit lost and don't know what you should work on next. I'm here to hopefully help ease a lot of those questions and ease some of that pain by giving you a pretty good explanation of what you should do now at this point. Now, as a lot of you know, in a lot of these gacha games, more content will be coming. We'll have power creeps coming. New Digimon will be on their way for you to summon. We'll be getting better events with different rewards. More plugins will be in the shops, etc., etc. So, you want to be able to best prepare for all those things to come. We might even get some harder content to beat. As of right now, JP has a mode called Underworld Dungeon. It's like a loot-based system, which we do not have yet in Global, but we're also going to be getting higher Underworld floors. So we're going to have to keep making our Digimon stronger and pulling for stronger Digimon to establish better teams and more team comps. So, to do all that, I'm going to walk you all through it. So, the first thing I like to do after I get to the point where I've leveled up all the Digimon that I currently want to at maxed out. Like, I've maxed all the Ultimates I want, I've maxed out all the Megas. As a matter of fact, before we get into the resource area where I want to show you, let's go look at our Digimon list really quick. I'll show you guys what I mean. So if we go over here to our Digimon list, it may take us a couple tries here to get this right. We don't go by skill level, we'll go by level. You go by level here, you'll notice all the Digimon that I already have completely maxed out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, we have 13 Digimon between Ultimates and Megas that I want to build up, all the way built up. I also have some various Megas that I just don't really care about. They're not going to do anything for me in PvP right now. They're not going to do anything in Clash, Battle, or Underworld. They're just pretty much useless. So, they're sitting there collecting digital dust. The ones I want built up are built up. I think the only Digimon that I've not worked on yet is my Wisemon, which I'll work on at some point. But that's pretty much it. I even built up a Blackware Garurumon that I plan to showcase one of these days alongside my maxed out Groundramon. I'm trying to build like a full Clash Battle Ultimate team that I want to showcase you guys very, very soon. So that's going to be pretty cool. Hope you guys are going to enjoy that video at some time down the road. So we're working on that. But again, when you get all your Digimon that you want built up, you want to then start focusing on the future. What is coming next? So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Alright, we're going to go over here to our menu. And then we're going to jump up here into the item list. Now, this is where your I should say your workout items list is going to be. This is where you're going to be focusing the most. Care items are also equally important because you want to make sure your Digimon are going to be able to get up to at least 60 bond. So you can, of course, digivolve your Digimon always up to Mega if you're working on those. If you're working on Ultimates, pretty much the same thing. As you can see here, we have a various collection of food. You can see I'm kind of low on food outside of food that I can give to in-training and in-training 2, which I never run out of because you're not going to be hatching eggs at a fast pace in the first place. Because it does take a couple days to get an egg all the way up to a rookie. So that is a slower process, so you don't need as much food. However, the Digimon you're trying to build up are going to use a lot of food. So, you know, you're going to want to try and get as much food as possible. You can do that through various stages, which we'll talk about in a moment. There are some areas of story that I really like to use to build up certain types of resources, which I'll show you. We've talked about this briefly in our plugin guide, but I have some more areas that you guys might enjoy using as well. So, step 1 in this item list is to make sure, do you have enough food? If you don't, then you probably want to go and farm up some food so you're ready for potentially new Megas that you're going to be adding to your roster. And you also want to have some food so you can keep your keep your bond up in the superb That way you're getting better drop rates. So right now I've built up so many megas, I'm actually very short on food, and I can't really do that efficiently every day. So in my personal situation, I'd want to get more food. So that's one thing. Now, workout items. This is probably the biggest one. This is where you really want to hammer home, where you want to be able to have future progression quickly. Nothing feels better than summoning for a new mega and making that mega a 99 with maxed out everything like that. Just go in there. You have the bits saved up. You've got all the training materials you need. And you got all the evolution Digivolution codes. And you just, boom, your mega is ready to go. You don't have to wait a day. You don't have to wait 2 days or a week to build it up. You're going to have it ready to jump right into whatever content you want to throw at it right there and then, because you're going to have the resources already built up. So what I like to do is I like to go to my data. And I really like my data to all have at least 50 plus of everything. Now, I've just built up like 5 megas and ultimates to 99 in the past 2 or 3 days. So a lot of my resources are now gone, but I still have quite a bit saved up still. But I like to make sure I have at least 50 of all data. I almost said fragments, but that's another thing. So I like to have these all at 50. Okay, so you can just click these and you can see, okay, that's a physique. So you want to go farm for physique 3, etc., all the way up. And then we have fragments. Now this is the big one. This is the one that you really want to make sure you farm up before anything else, because these are the hardest ones to get. These level 4 and level 5 fragments are a pain in the butt, and they take a lot of stamina. So I like to do these gradually as their vortexes are open. I like to go in and do the 20 stamina stages and try and get these until I have at least 50 of the level 5s, and I do like to try and get around 100 of the level 4s. That way I'm good for both Ultimate Digimon and for Megas. Now, Ultimate Digimon don't need the level 5s, thankfully, because they don't have that last training stage, that last awakening, if you will. So that's great. But you want to make sure you have at least 50 of the level 5 saved up for every different type of training. That way, if you ever get a Mega, no matter what kind of Mega it is, you're going to have those level 5s covered. Those are very important. And then level 4s, you're going to have 100 saved up, because you're going to be using those on various awakening stages, not just one. So I like to try and be safe than sorry, get these things built up. As you can see, again, I have used quite a bit of these because I have been working on a lot of Digimon lately, but I still have a lot of them in a pretty comfortable place. I have a lot of 100s and a lot of 50 pluses. So I'm still pretty well built up on resources, but I could go back and build up some more, so I'm prepared. So you definitely want to do that with your workout items and your care items. You want to make sure you have enough food saved up. You want to make sure, again, that you have at least 50 of all these data saved up. 50 to 100 would be a good spot. And for fragments on level 4s, 100 of those each. And then on your level 5s, 50 of each. That's a good spot. And you want to try and maintain that between every banner if you're going to summon a lot. If you're not going to summon a lot, then you can just keep building up more resources and you'll be fine anyways. So this is just something that a lot of you may want to focus on. Digivolution codes. This is probably the one thing that you won't have to focus on as much, because a lot of you are already doing this, and that is Clash Battle. I've done well over 700 plus Clash Battles. I'm actually approaching like the 750 mark at this point. So I've done quite a bit. As you can see, I have a lot of materials, and I'm not going to use a lot of these for a long time. And you got to think, I've already maxed out 13 Digimon. 13 maxed out, and I still have all these resources. So, if you farm Clash Battle pretty hard, you're never going to have to worry about these materials. They're just going to drop in your lap, and you're going to start getting overstocked to where you're going to be having more than you ever get rid of. I mean, look at this. It's ridiculous. So many. And there's probably players out there who's farmed maybe even over 1,000 times by now. Who knows? Some crazy next level farmers out there. And then you have skill stones. Obviously, skill stones, you're not going to be farming these up. These are going to be special events, things that we're going to get every once in a while, or you have to release a lot of Digimon if you summon a lot. So you're not really going to focus too much on, skill stones. And that's pretty much it. And then you also got your other, you got your stamina and your, keys. So that's not really a big deal either. But definitely make sure that you're building up your food, you're building up your training materials, especially the level 4s and the 5s, because they're the hardest ones to get. So you want to focus on knocking those out first, and then you can go back and get your other, you know, 1s, 2s, and 3s, because they're way easier to get. 4 and 5s are going to be a stamina burn, so you want to prepare for that. Like, for example, I have 31 stamina right now, so I'd go to Clash Battle. I'm sorry, not Clash Battle. I'd go to Dimensional Vortex. I'd open it up and I'd say, okay, so right now we got Evasion Vortex and Focus Vortex. Do I have 50 of those, of each, at level 5? And 4, do we have 100 of each? And if you don't, then you want to go in there and do those. Now, a way you can check those is that you could do one run and then hover over it at the end of your rewards and see how many you have. I'll show you real quick. And another way, of course, is to go back to the actual item list and then find that type of training material and then see how many you have. And you just go back and forth and do that. If there's 2 vortexes that are up that you absolutely do not need right now, you've already got enough saved up, then I want you to go ahead and do your food vortexes instead, because you'll never have enough food. You always want to have plenty of food. So if you don't have no vortexes that are currently up and you need to burn some stamina, definitely go ahead and jump on one of the food vortexes and do those instead and start building up some food. Now, if you really don't need any of the vortexes, but you still want to get some resources and still get some rank up EXP for your account, there are a couple very useful story areas that you can go to at the current time of the game, which I will be showing you here in a moment. So these are just some things that you want to definitely make sure that you're doing. See, as you can see here, if you click and hold over it, it'll tell you I have 94 of these Focus Fragment 5s. Do not need any more of those. But how many of the 4s do I have? I have 126. So I do not need to do any more of the focus stage. You can even look at the level 3s that also drop here. You can see I have well over 100 of those too. So I do not need to do any more focus vortex for a while until I use those up when I build up a Digimon that requires all those materials from focus. So I would go and do evasion. And again, if evasion, I'm completely, you know, I don't need any more of that stuff right now either. I'd go down to the food vortex. If I don't need no more food right now because I have a ton of food saved up, then this is what you're going to do. If you don't need to do any vortexes right now, then you're going to go to the main story. Now, as we said in our plugin guide, you also want to farm up a lot of plugins because you want to be able to be prepared to level up your rainbow exclusive plugins, the ones that have the Digimon icon on them and they give you bonuses for equipping to that type of Digimon. You also want to have enough resources saved up for gold plugins and silvers because they all cost a lot more to build up, and then of course bronze. Now you can get a lot of those from the actual Clash shop. I believe you can get 30 of them right now. Of the bronze, I give you 500 EXP each. You can also get those from friend summons, aka the social points banner, which we talked about in that video. And you can also get them from area 4-7 of story. That's the best area to get because you're going to get the most plugins for your stamina costs at 4-7. But if you are looking for other materials besides just plugins and you don't want to get training materials because you're already farming those up through vortexes, then there's a couple good areas that you can go to. So if we go up here to a select chapter, or act rather, act chapter, it doesn't matter. We want to go to area 4. I think I actually went to area 5. Yes, I did. Let's try this again. Let's go to act 4. Let's go to act 4-1. Act 4-1 is going to cost 4 stamina. I believe you're going to fight 6 enemies, and it drops all these goodies. You get food, you get bits, and you get plugins. So it's a good combination of those 3, and there is no training materials there. And depending on how well built your team is, if you're running like a lot of AoE like I am, it's going to be like a 10 to 20 second run, and it's only 4 stamina. It's going to go quick. Another area you can do, if we go back here and we go to Act 3, you can go to Act 3-7. 3-7 is kind of similar to the other one. It's going to drop food, it's going to drop bits, and it's going to drop plugins. No training materials, 4 EXP, and we'll just do a quick run. You guys can see how quick this goes. And again, I'm farming all this stuff on 3 times speed. So if you want this to go quick and efficient, save yourselves a lot of time, a lot of energy, so you can go do other things that you need to do in the day, make sure you have this on 3 times speed. So we got this on 3 times speed. There we go. And if you want to make it really, really quick, you could probably turn your skills off because you're probably going to one-shot all these Digimon anyway with just a normal attack. So you could do that if you like as well. Ignore the timer at the top. That's going by like in-game real time, but by our real time, since we're using 3 times speed, it's way quicker. It's literally like a 10-15 second run. It's quick. So you're getting 1600 bits earned there. You're getting the 4 Tamer EXP, and you're getting the rewards here. As you can see, are bits, and then food for this run. So it's a very good way to kind of get some bits farmed up when there is no bit vortex. It also allows you to get some food and allows you to get some plug-in fodder quickly. But if you are looking for specifically just plugins, go to area 4-7. But if you're looking for like a little bit of, you know, a smorgasbord of things, but not training materials, 3-7 and 4-1 are pretty good. There might be a couple other areas that some of you use as well, but that's just a couple that I use personally that I just wanted to point out in today's video. And that is pretty much it, guys. That's what you're going to be doing to prepare for all incoming content that will be dropping at a, you know, I don't know, future, sometime in the future, right? We can't tell the future unless we're all just secretly special prognosticators and we can tell the future with foresight. I don't know. Some of you out there might be psychic. If you are, please tell me. Am I going to be a millionaire? Let me know that in the comment section below. That'd be very helpful. But that's going to be it. So I hope you guys are enjoying these Digimon ReArise videos, these guides, this content, gameplay, streams, all that good stuff we've been doing here. Hopefully this was helpful to some of you. Even if you're not at endgame level yet, this might prepare you for when you get there. You'll know what to do, what to look out for. You'll know how to set up and build up your training materials beforehand. There's also another little thing that you could check out. Let me show you one more thing before we get out of here. If you actually go to train, all right, you can do this to, you can even write this down on a piece of paper if you'd like, or put it in like a notepad or whatever if you're on phone or if you're on PC, depending on whatever you're at, whatever you want to do to try and organize this. You can go to Workout in Awakening. What I like to do is all the Digimon that I'm going to keep one copy of, or I plan to build in the future at some point, I like to lock them up. That way I can have this just filtered by lock, which you can do just by clicking that. And let's turn, I almost have that on devoted, so you can do that. And now we're only going to see the Digimon that I have locked. So you can quickly go through here. You can look at and see, okay, which champion or what ultimate or what rookie do I want to work on sometime in the near future. And you can just go ahead, let's just say we want to work on that Seadramon. So we're going to look at that Seadramon and we're just going to quickly take a mental note of what he got. All right, he needs physique. He needs defense. He needs focus. You write these down. He needs strength. He needs endurance, and he needs combat chip. So what you're going to do is go through, write all 6 of those down, and make sure you go and do a checklist of all your materials that you have. Do you have 100 of each of the level 4s? Do you have at least 50 of all the level 5s? Do you have 100 or more of the level 3s? Do you have 50 or more of the level 2s? Do you have 20 or more of the level 1s? Etc., etc. And then you can just build that up, and then when you are ready to build up your Seadramon, you're just going to do it like that, and you're going to be prepared. Or if there's a Digimon that you want, that you're summoning for, and you don't own it yet, or if it's in an egg and it hasn't hatched yet, and one of your friends already has it, you can ask them or somebody in the community what 6 different training materials that they require, and then you can write those down, and again, you can go and prepare and get ready to go. Even if you want to be a little bit on the speedy side and use your free keys instead that you've gotten, that you've obtained or collected, and if you don't want to wait, you can do that and go through your vortexes and already have all this stuff ready to go. So it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. If you're a chef in the kitchen, you always want to make sure that you prep the kitchen before you have a bunch of customers bringing in all these orders, so you don't get pushed behind and cause a lot of chaos within yourself. You don't want that to happen in a gacha game either. You want to be prepared always. And that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tick notifications so you don't miss a thing. And also, join us in the Discord in the description below. And check out my new channel that I already made that I don't have no videos on yet. If you are a wrestling fan of WWE, NXT, AEW, New Japan, Impact, all that good stuff with news, rumors, leaks, reviews, and all that other good stuff that we're going to be doing weekly, go ahead and check that out at my Wrestleverse channel in the description below as always. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Have an awesome rest of your weekend. Until then, peace.